Go.
I can make peace on earth with my own two hands. I can clean up the earth, thanks. With my own two hands, I can reach out to you. With my own two hands, with my own two hands. Nice and quiet. I'm gonna make it a brighter place. With my own two hands, gonna make it a safer place. With my own two hands, gonna help the human race. With my own two hands, with my own two hands. We got one more, all right? Or two more, I don't know. I can hold you with my own two hands. I can comfort you with my own two hands. But you got to use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. With our own two hands.
And say good morning.
Thanks.
No, that's your part.
You got taller. You spent the stand.
Hey, did you see this beauty back here? Two beauties. These four beauties. Oh, there's two more. Oh, and now, who's so? Okay, love this part. Okay, let's start moving back together. Well, I mean, we are together. How we doing? Good morning. All right, I'm going to try again. How we doing? Good morning. So welcome. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. I got to tell you, I was getting a little nervous there for a while. These chairs were looking really empty. How about it, Ryan? I thought, what did you do, Ryan? Make somebody mad? Not Ryan. Hey, we're grateful to have Ryan Biter in the room this morning. Round of applause. Keep in mind, you too can sponsor a musician, and you can find out about that out in the foyer. All right, class, I'm going to ask you to come back together now. Here we go. So today is Volunteer Fair and Volunteer Appreciation Day. And so I just want to start out right there for a moment. You know, I know it looks like the only time we do business is on Sunday, right? This building sits empty all week long and nothing happens here. Nobody comes in and out. Nobody rents the space. Nobody's using it for prayer. That is just all not true. Because this space is busy every day of the week. And that takes a lot of hands and a lot of hearts to hold that together. And I would like to, in this moment, acknowledge the people that put their hands and their hearts into this place. If you serve in a volunteer capacity and it is comfortable for you to do so, would you please stand? And if you don't stand, and I know that you do, I'll probably call you out, so you might as well stand. Right? Yeah. Alice. Sandra. Well, Sandra's got that little beautiful baby in her lap over there. I want round of applause. Steve, come on. Selena. Sean. Ryan. You don't have to stand up, Ryan. Susan. Come on, Susan. You've done PA work. Here we go. All right, look around. Round of applause. Big round of applause.
You asked if their volunteer position was comfortable for them, essentially, and I feel like a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
It's a very uncomfortable volunteer position.
It's a very uncomfortable volunteer position. Yes, and thank you. So if you felt a little left out, we have lots of opportunity out in the foyer. Lots of opportunity. Take a look. Because you know what? There's been a lot of things that get done around here that may or may not just get done after July. And so I invite you into looking at that. Yeah, because we are community, and we are grateful for that. And if you're here for the first time, oops, and you're not feeling that in the room, I'd like to hear about that. I'd like to hear if it doesn't feel warm and welcoming. I'd also like to stay in touch with you, so if you get one of those cool little blue cards, drop them in the basket, drop it in the basket as it comes around, if you would, please. So, welcome. This is Unity of Flagstaff. There is no static in our field. There is no static. Say it with me. There is no static in our field. There we go. So thank you again. Unity of Flagstaff, of course, welcomes all. And when we say all, we just really mean that. We mean all. So I want you to breathe that in for a moment. I want you to see how that shows up in your life. That sense of welcoming all and being part of all. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? So welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. And we are here to support you in prayer, affirmative prayer. And you guys have heard me say this a few times, and yeah, ta. Affirmative prayer is this. We see the good when it's hard to see. That's what we do with affirmative prayer. We remind you of the power within you. We remind you of your divine nature, and we will stand with you in the healing of and the coming together of the good and the awareness of it in your life. It's a good place to be, and we're here to do that with you. I have prayer partners in the room today that are willing to pray with you. If you'll raise your hand if you are available today for prayer. Round of applause. You want to talk about a volunteer team? There we go. Thank you for that. Yeah, pretty powerful. There's always that 1-800 number. 1-800-NOW-PRAY. I tell you, it's easier just to put it on speed dial 1. Truly, 24/7, they're there to support you. And have been for 150 years. Is that right? Am I getting that right? Something like that. And you can always contact us here at the center. Selena or I will be happy to pray with you and be honored to do so. And today, speaking of prayer, looky there. Looky who we got. We got Miss Marcia Wiesner. Thank you, Miss Marcia, prayer partner, keeper of the calendar, volunteer extraordinaire, friend, and so much more. Come on up here. Thank you for your service, Marcia. Round of applause.
Hello, you. I just read something this morning. It said, rest in peace, and you don't have to wait to die. Yeah, I think it's a meditation teacher. So, okay. I invite you to relax. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Breathe. And what we're going to do today is relax out of a trance that we're usually in. There may be a trance that says, I can't do that. I don't have the time. I wish. But when we pray, we don't pray to make things happen. Today, let's pray that we know what's already all around us. We release the trance, and we know that there is love, energy, peace. Anything we want is already there. Rest in peace for a few minutes, seconds. It's all already there. And so it is.
We could just stay right here, couldn't we? That feel good. But then Ryan would be disappointed because he wouldn't get to play his music. It is my joy, it is my honor, it is my pleasure. It is, I know, check out, you're going to recognize her by her hat. All right, this is Trina Getz, of course, today as your PA, your platform assistant. Come on up, Trina, we appreciate you. Yeah, so that picture, yeah, round of applause. So this picture, now, I see you were, what was your character's name?
Minnie Money.
Minnie Money.
Minnie Money.
Like that. It
That was
from
from
one of
2
the,
years ago.
Yeah.
Our mystery dinner, our mystery theater events.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming up in October. We do it every year.
Yeah. All right. So take it away, Miss Trina.
All right. So the heads of the volunteer committees are all wearing crazy hats, or so we've been told to do so. So if you're wondering why I'm wearing my silly hat today, that is why. Because I'm the head of the PA committee. So, and I'll be out in the foyer talking to you about that later. So, service is what our topic is today, and I found. Oh, I suppose.
I mean, why not?
I'll just read from the script instead of making it up as I go.
Well, you'll be one of the first.
Think you can do a better job as PA? Come talk to me after the service. That was all planned. Gratitudes and prayer requests. We collectively affirm with you and those that you pray and celebrate that the presence of good is in all things and is the one power. We know with you that God, the universe, spirit, whatever you call it, knows the details. So who has a gratitude or prayer request?
Okay, I guess I'll start. I have a gratitude. A lot of different things have been happening in the larger association that works with speech in this country in the way that I'm working with it. And there were a few really uncomfortable moments for me with some of these people that I have interesting histories with. And I decided that that was a sign that I needed to amp up my expression. And so I reached out to a few people, one of them who runs a very large teacher training organization along with just it's just a huge organization up in Toronto. And I got a really amazing response saying, we want to put you to work as much as possible. We need people who are doing what you're doing with the attitude that you have.
Woohoo! See what happens when you amp up your expression? There it is.
So I'm grateful for those uncomfortable moments because they allowed me to see that no one can make me feel any particular way, but that but that I'm responsible for my expression, and any discomfort just comes from not wanting to be full in that moment, or not believing that for that moment.
It was fun right up until then, wasn't it? Yeah. We are celebrating you. We are celebrating you. Do you feel it? Feel what it feels like when somebody steps into their expression? Do you get it? Congratulations. We are celebrating you. Woohoo! We're going to get to say we knew her when. All right. How we doing? They're coming around here, Steve. And it's coming around. There it is. It's magic.
Grateful is what I'd like to share. Earlier last week, I had a chance to have a nice long visit and hang out with one of my cousins who I haven't seen for about 7 years, and her name's Anne, and our prayer team was praying for her for several months. She went through cancer surgery and 4 rounds of chemo, and she'd been out of it now for about a month. And she, anyway, she was really grateful for all the prayer support she had. Her father-in-law is in a group called the Prayer Warriors, which I kind of like that, that name. But anyway, I'm just grateful that she's becoming more healthy, and I was able to spend lots of time with her and her mom.
Yay. We're celebrating healing, right? Yeah, we're celebrating healing. And the power of the coming together of awareness and consciousness and intention. It's a good reminder. I keep hoping I get spiritually mature enough that I quit being surprised when it works. But until then, I intend to stay in awe and celebrate that with you. Yeah. All right. Miss Yesenia, how are you, love?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I wanted to do a gratitude for someone that's beyond special and has made, I can't even express how much of an impact into my life, and that is Marilyn, who's right next to me, Grandma. I wanted to show some gratitude for Grandma because she's a true blessing that's given us so much wise information. We always challenge ourselves mentally and sometimes don't know what to do, where to go. Is it my problem? Lack of confidence. And Grandma has been able to give me some like wise moments and conversations that my mind explodes like, it just, I'm like, oh my God, you're right, Grandma. And it's just to a point where I feel lucky that I have her in my life, and that not just for me, but she's been there for my sisters too. She's been there for the family, and it's a true blessing and beyond thankful that I don't have enough words to express, Grandma, how much I love you, how much you mean to me, and how much I look up to you and appreciate you for being there for me in my hard times as well. So thank you so much, Grandma. I love you.
I just don't have anything to add to that. Except when I have coffee with her, the same thing happens, and I don't get to call her Grandma. We're celebrating that. We are blessed to have you with us, Marilyn. And Yesenia, it's a reflection of you that you see that, how blessed you are in her. Yeah, so we celebrate that too. Yeah.
So Elaine and I we discovered something this morning. we discovered we're some kind of cousins, maybe fifth, maybe 10th, maybe I don't know. But our histories in the Zerker family that Selena knows more about than I do. And I brought in a few sheets from an old book, and she said, "Oh, that's my grandfather."
Wow.
So
I see the resemblance.
we have a minister. So you all know I'm from Switzerland. I had a great-great-grandfather who had 21 children. He was...
Who are you not related to?
He had 16 children with the first wife. She died. We wonder why.
Yeah.
And then he took in a maid, married her, and had 5 more children with her. So we are related to this grandfather, Elaine, somewhere down the line. And we have several cousins here in America. We have some in Guatemala, and it's a huge family. Anyway, so when she said she was from the Zerkers, I'm like, I need to see the documents. We got to figure this out.
I like, yes, round of applause.
She just died after that minute.
My grandma used to say, the world is round. You better be nice. You just never know who you might be related to, right? Yeah. 21, did you say? And, oh, well, there you go. Andy was a minister. Okay, I should move along now.
He was the minister of population or something. Jeez.
He was growing his own ministry. There you go. That is a fun thing to celebrate. Yeah, grew his own congregation, exactly. That was fun to share. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's fun, isn't it? Yes, dear.
Hi, my name is Julie Schaefer, and I have going through some major life changes, and one of them is going to be to move here to Flagstaff. I live currently in Orange County, California, and the first thing I looked up to see if they had a Unity Church. And I don't think I'd move, but just thinking of that, I don't think I would have moved here if it didn't have a Unity. Because I'm so connected with my Unity family in California, Unity of Tustin. And I've been going there, I've been a member since 2014. And I'm so grateful that this is here. And I'm looking forward to getting to meet a lot of people because I know you'll be my family here.
Wow. Julie, we celebrate that with you. Tustin, what a great Unity. Beautiful grounds. Yeah. You were on the garden team. Okay, keep that in mind. She was volunteering. Did we get that? You got that? Okay. We do happen to have a volunteer fair today. We really want to make you feel welcome and a part. Well, yeah, of course. So we see that easy. We see that travel easy, that transition easy. It's a big move, right? And we see things unfolding because we affirm with you that the universe is always working to your advantage. Say it with me. The universe is always working to your advantage. And mine too, right? So we affirm that with you and welcome. Grateful to have you here. Now I have a little practice. If you're willing to go out for coffee, I love to take people out to coffee after they've been here 1 or 2 times. Yeah, gives them fair warning what they can expect. We're grateful to have you here. Thank you. All right, what else we have? Oh, there she is.
I'll give it to you right after I'm done.
And this is what we call sharing.
And I just wanted to share something that came up in a group that I was leading this week. And I was using a book called Transitions for the meeting. And it's really not to cry about. It's a very useful model for looking at how we deal with life's changes. The author says that when we go through a change, it's a physical change. It's like at a certain amount, a certain time. When we go through transitions, that's the psychological and emotional part of change. And that can take a lot longer. And one of the things that I found most meaningful was that when you have a lot of change going on, that's the time when you want to really root in on the things that are solid. So for me, that's unity. You know, that's the solid part for me. And I want to encourage everybody to root in, to take care of our community. We've got Penny leaving soon, so we have to be on our toes to step in and step up. So that's my message. And a prayer request.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Sue, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, you feel that? Feel what it is when you feel yourself nestling in to your community, where you know you just fit, and that together you're better. Feel that for a moment. Yes, dear.
Well, I have this broken foot.
That's temporary.
It's temporary. And so that means every 5 minutes I'm saying, Steve, can you get me this? Can you get me that? Hey, I forgot that. Thank you. I mean, like I could just say thank you in the truck. I could say thank you in the house. I could say thank you anywhere. Yeah, it's all about thank you.
We celebrate that, yes. That's what we do for the people we care for, isn't it? Isn't it? Just one big thank you. Let's just speak that into the universe. Thank you. There we go. Thank you. This guy. So we're going to move into the time of. I'm grateful for that. Ryan has actually been.
When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word, consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two. Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is anything that's here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but find where there isn't one. Holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world out there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with the reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a sacrament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a testament. I tell you that it can be done. This morning outside I stood, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down. But I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Everything is holy now. Breathe that in. Allow that to settle in your heart. When things don't feel so holy, go there. Allow your knowing and your connection to the divine. Everything is holy now. So we breathe that in, and we know that for ourselves, and we know that for all others. As we rest in that holy, sacred place, take in the sounds of the music and allow yourself the healing, the connection, the knowing. So we say thank you in these times of connection. And right now we see the light within us expanding out across the planet and taking in all sentient beings and seeing them in light. May they know peace. May they know comfort. May they know that everything is holy. So we come back now into this space, feeling our feet planted on the ground, taking in a deep breath, and giving thanks. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Okay, that's what I was planning for. My thing said on here. I was like, because I'm missing a front page. I was like, I'm going to do gospel now. And I'm like, nope, you're doing holy now.
Yeah, we usually do meditation before the talk.
You think I would have caught on to the liturgy of sorts, but
Yeah, like we're so consistent.
Right?
Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't that? Yeah, round of applause. Yeah. Yeah, nice, huh? Yeah. And we kind of didn't, we talked about that for about 10 seconds,
Working
didn't
on
we?
my new agey Sedona Ostrom sounding music.
I love it.
All right, so while I retune, I'll tell the story. There is a quote from St. Francis of Assisi. It's like go everywhere and tell the good news of everything and all this kind of good stuff of the Lord and all this stuff. And he says, use words if you have to. And I always thought that was, I didn't get it verbatim, but I always thought that was a good quote. I think I wrote this song, probably well over a decade ago, which seems so long in my life. Some of you have newspapers sitting on your house that are older.
Oh! Stop it. I have shoes older than him. What do you mean?
I got leftovers. I could bring like 5 guitars to Unity in the morning to do all the things we had to do.
Don't you find it fascinating he can do that in a room full of people and still be talking and just keep moving? Right? Right? Yeah.
Me
yeah.
too.
That's a great. That's too many moving parts for me.
All right. Okay, it's not even a normal tuning again. An open heart and a steadfast ear is a safe place to land. But when your empty light comes on and you've done all you can, and though you may have doubt and fear, you are always welcome here. Though you may have been lost, these arms mean you're found. All I can see is what you can be, and all you really need is a friend. Compassion, grace, and a little free food is what the whole world needs. Spread this good news everywhere, and salvation you will see. Live this life with a loving plan, then the kingdom will be at hand. And all I can see is what you can be, and all you really need is a friend. There's no way that I could say just what you mean to me, but watch the actions of my heart and maybe you will see. See, I have wandered quite a while just to see your silly smile, and all I can see is what you can be, all you really need. And all I can see is what you can be, and all you really need is a friend.
Ryan Biter. Yet another original. Yeah? Do you know, come on now, think about that, right? All this original music we get in this little room, and what we hear is, all I can see is what you can be. I don't have to say another word. Some of you are probably hoping I don't. No. Karuna, Dana, Sev, Ren, all words that are used in the world's 21 religions. And they all mean the same thing. They all mean service. That's what they mean. A form of worship, the Baha'i tell us. That's what service is. We can look at our local Baha'i community and see exactly that, can't we? Yeah. How would it look if we approached the situations in our lives with this little comeback? How may I serve you? And I say, how may I serve you? Bless your heart. Yeah. But if we could authentically step into a place in those moments, now maybe I'm the only one that has moments, right? Right? You guys don't have moments in your life, do you? How may I serve you in this moment? It must mean something. Or I'm thinking that all those huge religions and all those philosophical teachings and all those ethnical traditions, all those things kind of come down to the golden rule, right? Do unto others. 3 hours and 15 minutes. 3 hours and 15 minutes. I was on hold with Social Security this week. How may I serve you? That was not what I was saying at hour 1. These customer service things are full of Sunday fodder, aren't they? In hour 2, I went, really? Now I'm repeating what the little voice says. For more convenience, go to our website and you can have all your questions answered. Except the website's been down for 2 days. 3 hours and 15 minutes. And after 3 hours and 15 minutes, I almost remembered what I was calling about. Right? So this young lady comes on the line. Beautiful voice. Sweet, authentic energy. And she says, how may I serve you? I said, what? She reading my email? She knows what Sunday's message is about? What is happening here? How may I serve you? She says. And I said to her, yeah, this has been a little bit of a wait. And it was a 7-minute conversation I had with her. I didn't feel like I got my money's worth. But her demeanor and her way of approaching me was so loving. And she really meant it. How can I serve you in the next 7 minutes? Right? How can I serve you? How can I be present with you and make you feel important? After 3 hours and 15 minutes was her job. I don't want her job. And after she gave me all the questionable news, I'm not going to say bad, she said, yeah, we messed up. Yep, your Social Security checks have stopped. Yep, and it'll probably be before August. Won't be before August. Yeah, it was our mistake. And by the way, that money we sent, it was the wrong amount. We probably will ding your account for it, but we just can't tell you exactly when that might happen. 3 hours and 17 minutes. Take a breath. I had to. And I listened to her, and there was nothing that was within her power to change any of that. And we came to the end of the 7-minute conversation, and I said, ah, under my breath. And then I said, how can I make your day better? If I had to wait 3 hours and 15 minutes, somebody had to wait 3 hours and 10 minutes. Somebody had to wait 3 hours and 5 minutes. Somebody had to wait 3 hours, and she got to deal with them. How can I make your day better? And there was total silence. I thought she had hung up. I thought, 3 hours, 15 minutes, you're going to hang up now? Right.
You can't, but I can.
And I said, how can I make your day better? Because it had to be jam-packed. And for her to show up the way she did. And then again, maybe she came to work 3 minutes earlier. I don't know. But I had a really great story about it that works a lot better than if she'd just come to work 3 minutes earlier. So I'm sticking with mine. Right? And it was totally quiet on the other end of the phone. And all of a sudden she says, I have been doing this for 17 years. And nobody has ever asked me that question. I said, well, that's okay. I've never been on hold for 3 hours and 15 minutes either. So we both have some firsts today. And it's when it hit me, this topic that we're talking about, this service thing, right? It's not just about inspiring you into volunteering, because that was kind of the undertone that I was going for, right? It's not just about that. This is about having an impact in the world and changing the world by moving into a service attitude. Service is not just an action, I figured out after 2.5 hours. It's a transformative force. That's what it is. Service lifts up humanity, and it heals our souls. That's what it does. Now, I know it comes out in the form of sweeping a floor. It may come out in the form of the boom bus that Daniel ran when he was here, just having moved to his new adventure in life. He's no longer doing that. Daniel was picking up, 4 or 5 people on a Sunday morning? Right? How may I serve you? Kindness in action is service in motion, but we don't always see it. We don't always see everything that it takes to run this joint, like we talked about a little earlier. We don't see it. Have you ever noticed how clean the glass is on those front doors when you come in on Sunday? Probably not, and that's okay. Yeah. Trina does that, doesn't she? Yeah. Have you ever noticed how, I don't know, during the week there are a lot of people that walk on those rugs, and they leave a lot of stuff. They don't look like that on Sunday morning because Trina sweeps them. Have you ever noticed how clean the kitchen sink is? Have you ever seen how much joy Dixie gets out of scrubbing that thing, that old sink? And I mean, we're talking upper body workout. Yeah, that's service. Have you noticed the folks that are in the meditation room at 9:45 so that they can be holding space for this community and for you and hold you in a consciousness of prayer? Elaine, Helen, help to lead that. Sandra gets in on that. Tara gets in on that. Who else helps lead that? I've had, Suzanne helps lead that. How may I serve you? And it makes for the whole of the good that you feel when you walk in the room and you don't even see it. Service is not just an action. It is a transformative force that lifts humanity. It's not just about dropping your little tickets in those cups out there. That's what you got those tickets for. We want you to put your name and your phone number on those tickets. And I want you to walk around out there at all those opportunities that you can serve in this community. And if something looks interesting, just drop it in the bucket. And somebody will get a hold of you and talk to you about how you can best serve. Opportunities everywhere. And not just in this community, it's everywhere. Kindness in action. Kindness in action is service in motion. Do we need any more kindness in the world, or are we kind of full up? How we doing on the kindness meter? How we doing? A little low? Running. Is that yellow light on? Is that little yellow light on your dash of the kindness meter? Right? Time to refill. You know whose job that is? Yours. You want some suggestions? Out in the hallway. Drop your tickets. This is how you reconnect. This is how you do your part to lift up humanity. And it can start right here. It can start right here. These chairs do not set themselves up. Have you noticed? They really like to have people help them unfold into their greater expression. So I say, come on in early on a Sunday morning and watch that. That's kind of cool. Volunteerism and service, and we need to turn it up in this community because there may be some things that have been getting done behind the scenes that nobody knew about. Don't you love all this fabric? And you know what I love? There are no dust bunnies hanging on it. Somebody washes it. Don't we love the way these rugs are always folded out? And that way when Ryan taps his foot when he plays, it doesn't make so much noise on the video. I love that when he does that. Somebody does that. And we need to turn it up. How may I serve you? Is the question we want to ask in our lives. And I'm not just talking about the things we put our hands on. How may I serve you by holding a higher thought in your life? How may I serve you to see the light of who you are? That's how I can. I can see your greatness, and I will call it forward, as irritating as that can be sometimes. How may I serve you with my higher consciousness and my way of showing up in the world? Because I'm going to get blessed in it. Eventually, every act of service that I do, I know is selfish because it serves me. It feeds me. Service is not about keeping this place and the world running. That's not the only thing that it's about. It also strengthens our community bonds, not just this community, out into the greater community. 3,500 people we fed last year at Flagstaff Family Food Center. Round of applause. How many people, right? How many people here serve at the Flagstaff? If you haven't done that, you are missing out. You're missing out. 3,500 people this little community fed last year. How may we serve you? Those are the tendrils that go out into the world and make a difference, and kindness is born in that act of service. And I just heard that we could use a little more kindness on the planet. I could. I know I could. And service creates a culture of compassion. Right? That's what Trina was talking about, was that compassion and that connection. And you know what else happens? It's kind of a side note, but you know what else happens? Stuff gets done. Stuff gets moved. Stuff happens. Action, not just motion. Action. And of course, not to mention, although I am going to mention, all the health benefits of service. You guys have heard this. You've heard me say it. Every time we have a volunteer fair, I say it, right? Mental health is improved by putting your hands to task. There is an enhanced physical health that happens. It can actually lower your blood pressure. And it actually builds our coping skills. Isn't that interesting? I know. I thought that was so interesting. And you know how they tied that back to supporting our coping skills? Because I learn about compassion for you, and I start to have a little more for me. And I take it a little easier on myself. When I say, Penny, would you talk to anybody else that way? Don't do that. Don't talk to yourself that way. You wouldn't say that to Laura. You wouldn't say that to Helen. Don't do that. Be of service to yourself and be a part of that compassion, that culture of being in service. And being of service also to yourself. Listen to your heart. You want to light up and lift up your life? Listen to your heart when it says, you know what? I have binged enough. I need to get up and put these feet in motion and do something that serves the greater good, and I need to do it right now. Could look like prayer. That's service. It could look like cleaning up the highway. You know, Michael has done that for how many years? How many years has Michael led the highway group here? 20 some years. And you know, sometimes I drive down I-40 and there's Michael, you know, because he's so small. It's amazing. I could see him flying down the freeway, but there he is. There he is. Picking up trash even when the whole group isn't with him. There he is. And it lifts him up. As he tells me about the bull that gets thrown on the freeway by all those sons of you-know-whats, right? And he does it with joy in his heart. What a model. What an absolute model. And that resilience of those coping skills, because we start to find compassion with each other, Michael starts telling me, well, you know, those guys drive a lot of hours. Well, you know, their trucks get a little messy. And all of a sudden there is an act of compassion as he picks up their fast food bags. When I was the director of operations at a large Unity in Phoenix and in San Diego, I'd look around and I'd say, I was probably in my 40s at that time. That was like a couple weeks ago. I should not lie in church. And I'd look around and I'd say, I'm willing to do 50 like that. I'm willing to do 60 like that. I'm willing to do 70 like that. And what the constant was in all of those people that I looked at that inspired me so was the light of service. Every one of them were running around volunteering and giving their time. They were lifting up the consciousness not only of that community, but my awareness. And that was by witnessing their service. Martin Luther King said this, anybody can be great because everybody can serve. If going out on the highway and picking up trash is not your deal, that's all right. We have a prayer team that doesn't have to pick up any trash. They just hold your prayer in consciousness. We have lots of opportunity to express that in your life and to lift not only this community, but the people that are watching. It is a timeless truth that service to others is the heartbeat of a meaningful life. In the wisdom of ancient sages, in the insights of new thought, we find that serving others not only lifts the world, but it transforms us. I like who I am. I also like to know that I can be better. And service leads me that way. So it's windy last week, and I'm at the Safeway parking lot, and there are shopping carts going every direction you can imagine. And I'm wanting to stand in front of my little Subaru. Don't you run into my little Subaru. And then I start looking around at all the other cars. And then I see this young man who's out there chasing carts. And I mean chasing. It was windy. So I start helping him chase carts. And so then another guy dives in, and he starts helping chase carts. I mean, they're everywhere, right? So we get them all gathered up, and we get them shoved in the little cart holder thing there. And I look at the young man and I said, you know, they ought to give you a windy day bonus. And he looks right at me and he says, I don't work here. I said, neither do I. And we all laughed. Look at all the cars we protected. Look at the community that was instantly created. And we were uplifted by the fact didn't matter. I don't work there either. But man, that made a difference in my day. And see, things like Bag a Better Day, that we build these bags for the unhoused here locally, and we're going to do that on April 5th, by another grant brought to us by Dawn DeFord. Thank you very much, Dawn. That's service. And we're going to build another 100 bags, and we're going to distribute them here locally to those folks that they find themselves unhoused. And they need some support. And this little community is going to do it. And if you're not there on April 5th, on Saturday at 11 o'clock, I think it is, yeah? And we're going to serve you lunch. If you're not there, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss a lot of fun. I think I have a picture that way. Do I have a picture of that, Sean? Maybe. Then again, yeah, there you go. There's lots of pictures. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Which one is it? No, the one in the center is where we did the coat drive. There it is. It was, so the one in the center, go back one if you would. The one in the center is the coat drive. Over almost 200 coats this community gave to the Flagstaff Shelter Services. Round of applause. Come on, folks. We're lifting up the world in service. We're lifting it up. Can you see it? Can you see the pictures? Are they too little? We'll leave them up after service so you can take a peek. Across cultures and centuries, service has always been a sacred duty. And it actually is a privilege in some cultures to do service for each other. All right, you're going to have to take the pictures down because I'm losing the room. All right? Service will transform your sense of disconnect. When you feel disconnected, do something nice. My grandma never baked one pan of biscuits, ever. She always baked two. And the second pan would go in the basket of my little bicycle and later on my dirt bike. And I'd deliver those biscuits to some neighbor because she was making biscuits. That's what you do. And then some minister told that story. We were having a tent revival, and he shared that story that he watched my grandma put those biscuits on my dirt bike. He thought that was funny. And I took off down the road to take him to Helen. That was my neighbor's name, right? And he told that story in the middle of his service, in the middle of his talk. And man, did that lift me up. Man, did that make me want to help her make more biscuits. Right? This is what it does. And that's very base level. But that's where it counts. Those bags that we're going to hand out to the unhoused here in Flagstaff, that will impact that life directly. And it will impact yours if you get to participate. And then we have an annual meeting coming up. And that's how we sustain this community. That's service. Come and see us. Be with us at the annual meeting. And then stay and find out how you can support that search committee and finding the best minister. Yes, this is like a walking info commercial. I get it. But you know what? These are the things this community does. This is how we show up. This is our expression of service in the community, in the world. This is what we do. And Jesus said it this way. He said, the greatest among you will be your servant. The greatest among you will be your servant. I say, let's get there. I say, look at that face. She's so precious. I've got her attention. I say, let's get there. I say, let's let that be in our hearts. I say that when that 3-hour and 15-minute wait on the phone pops up, or whatever that looks like in your day, that you look at it and you say, how may I serve you? How may I serve you? It'll change your life. Namaste. Is that your backup band? You guys know this one, right? Yeah, here we go.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Got to spit. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load that you can bear, that you can carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load. If you just call me, you just call on me, brother. When you need a hand, we all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. You got to call me. 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 Lead on me. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. One more time, lean on me.
Let's stand. Here we go.
When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Woo! All right, have a seat. Thank you, Ryan Biter. Yeah, round of applause. How about that? All right, we are going to now prepare for our celebration of abundance. You guys did get some tickets, and I wasn't kidding. Put your name and your phone number on them. When you take a little sachet down the walkway, look at the available areas of service. Drop your name and your phone number in the bucket that's in front of that. If you have any questions, we've got team leads. Who are my team leads? Everybody that has a hat on, or has a hat. There you go. So check out with them, ask them questions, see how they can support you in that. You see a quilt hanging in the back. I don't know if you saw it. And I had a little sign on it, and it got away from me, so no big deal. But what we're going to do is, before I leave in July, we're going to auction that quilt off. My grandmother and I hand-tied that quilt together. That's called tacking, is what that's called. She calls that's cheating. That's not really quilting, but yeah, so we did that. So we're going to auction that off, because that's a little heavy to ship to Mexico. And so here we go. Let's bring those baskets down here, and Miss Sue, come on over. Our basket blesser, Sue Mine. Woohoo! All right, I'm going to give you this.
Okay, thanks everybody for being here and hanging in. And don't forget, there's potluck in the room next door after this. So let's all say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Spirit. Head 'em out. I was thinking last week, I said this is a good time to pay for your time here. Actually, it's a good time to play it forward. You know, if you've gotten something good from being here today, play that forward by making your donation. We have ballots. The annual meeting comes up, and everybody that is a member needs to vote. And so if you haven't picked up your ballot, they're out there. If you have, you can just, mark it first before you do that. And then put it in the box, and we'll let you know the results on our annual meeting. Yes, Marcia. Pardon me?
On the envelope.
Correct. Yeah, because we want to know where it came from.
Well, Actually, the reason we do that is because that's what keeps your membership active. We're not taking toll of who you're voting for. This is not a rigged deal. That's how we make sure your membership stays active, is by voting.
Correct. Okie dokie. So, let's see. Oh, we appreciate our YouTube viewers. There are ways for you to express your appreciation as well. Go to www.unityofflagstaff.org/donate or mail your gift to P.O. Box 1740 Flagstaff, AZ 86002. Thanks a bunch for your support. We like you being here with us. Or Zelle. Come on forward. Thank you. Now I know what I'm supposed to say. So let's say this together. We are grateful for hands of service. We are good stewards of time and treasure. And so it is. Thank you, Spirit. So let's say our prayer protection. The light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence wherever we are. God is, and all is well.
I can change the world.
Here we go.
With my own two hands. Make it a better place. With my own two hands. Make it a kinder place. With my own two hands. With my own two hands. I don't know, I just follow the slide. I can change the world. I can make peace on earth. With my own two hands. I can clean up the earth. With my own two hands. I can reach out to you. With my own two hands. With my own two hands.
Create an amazing week, my friends. And be sure and stay for the potluck. Check out the opportunities in the foyer. Namaste. Oh, yeah, bring your own. This is a